Hello friends, welcome back to Sam's Everyday Cooking, and I've been away for a while so have not recorded anything. Well, but let's begin. So today we're making couscous with Moroccan chicken. Now this is a very nice couscous, and this is made with cranberries, dried cranberries which are soaked in water, and raisins and saffron and butter, and it's going to be delicious. So let me give you the ingredients first. I have 1 cup of couscous over here. For every 1 cup of couscous, you need 3/4 cups of vegetable stock or hot water. I prefer vegetable stock because it makes the couscous very rich. Now I've got a tablespoon of cranberry. This is dried canned cranberries, and I've soaked it into hot water so it swells up a little bit. A couple of raisins, about 10-12 raisins, also soaked in hot water. I have 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter. I have about a teaspoon of saffron. This is going to give this really nice Mediterranean aroma, and salt. So let's begin. What we're going to do first is we're going to take this saffron, and I'm just going to lightly crush the saffron and add a little bit of the hot stock inside. So the saffron is going to change its color and it'll become a beautiful rich golden yellow. Okay, now everything just has to be added into the couscous bowl. It's very simple. It'll just take a couple of minutes. To this couscous, I'm going to add the hot stock. Going to add the raisins. Don't add the water. We don't need any extra water. The measurements are perfect with 1 cup of couscous to 3/4 cups of liquid, either stock or water. Just the cranberries, dried cranberries, and some butter. We sprinkle some salt because this is unsalted butter. The saffron, and quickly mix it all up. Now this is going to swell up. So we leave it for half an hour, and in the meantime we are going to prepare our chicken. Now for the vegetarians, you can add in so many different kinds of veggies in this, cucumbers and tomatoes and whatever you like, and make it into a salad as well. But for today we are going to use it with our Moroccan chicken. So as you can see, it's all mixed together. I'm going to cover it with a plate, and I'm going to keep it aside for half an hour. We're not doing anything with this for the next half an hour. Okay friends, so let's start with our Moroccan chicken. This is a delicious chicken. I have changed the recipe a little bit according to my taste, and you can do the same as well. So what I've done is we've got about 300 grams of chicken, fairly large size pieces, and I've marinated this in ginger juice. So what it is I've just grated ginger, removed the juice, and added it into the chicken so that it, this was done last night, and it marinates really nicely. You don't have the smell of the chicken. 1 large onion slice, very fine. All right, then we have, this is dried lemon. Now this is very easily available in the Middle East. I'm not sure where you would get in other countries, but please look for it. If you do not get this, then you can add lemon juice. But this dried lemon really gives a very nice and special flavor to the Moroccan chicken. Okay, then we have 4 dried apricots soaking in water so it swells, and this gives a lovely sweetness to this Moroccan chicken. We have some olives, about 1 tablespoon of sliced olives. Now here are some of the spices. So we have 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. We have a tablespoon of honey. This will give the sweetness. Moroccans don't add crushed red chili. I'm adding because I like a little spice in it. But if you want to keep it traditional Moroccan, then you can omit this. Paprika, this will give a really nice earthy flavor to this Moroccan dish. We have turmeric, 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and a big cinnamon stick. Now the reason I'm using a big cinnamon stick is so it's easy to remove once the chicken is cooked. We have about 8-10 almonds. I've soaked and removed the skin. 2 tablespoons of butter. A pinch of saffron. Once again, I'm adding the saffron in this also only for the flavor. A little bit of olive oil so the butter doesn't burn when we are cooking the onions. I'm adding some lemon oil, which is homemade, and this also gives a really nice flavor. This is my addition. Of course, can't forget the salt. And this is some coriander leaves. Ideally, you should be putting parsley, but I don't have it, so I'm going to add coriander as my garnish. Essential ingredient I forgot to mention is chicken stock. This is 2 cups of chicken stock. It's homemade, and I have already shown you in my previous recipe how to make chicken stock. It's very easy to make it. Ideally, this should be made in a tagine, but I don't have a cooking tagine. I have a tagine for serving, but not for cooking. So I'm going to cook in a normal pot over here. We are going to start with adding some butter. And add a little bit of olive oil as well so the butter doesn't burn. About a tablespoon of olive oil. And immediately you can add in your cinnamon stick and the onions. Now the onions have to just sweat a little bit. It doesn't have to become brown in color, so it'll just take a couple of minutes. Also add a little bit of salt. Go slow with the salt because as you know that the chicken stock also has some salt. So I'm just going to add about a teaspoon or so of salt and let this cook for a couple of minutes. Now whilst our onions are frying away, I'm going to just crush this saffron a little bit and add some chicken stock to it. Okay, you can keep this aside until we need it. As you can see, our onions are frying away. It's been frying for about a couple of minutes. It's got a very pale golden color, and I'm going to add the chicken now. This water, as you can see, please don't add, discard it. As you can see, the chicken pieces are fairly big. So we have 6 pieces of chicken over here. Now we are going to wait for this chicken pieces to lightly brown before we add the other ingredients in them. So you can see that the chicken is lightly brown. We are going to add now the spices to it. In case you don't have a cinnamon stick at home, you can also sprinkle some cinnamon powder. So we are going to add now our chili flakes. This is, like I told you, I like it. It's only for the heat because, you know, we Indians like a little bit of spice in our food. Therefore, you have turmeric and cumin seeds. Give it a good mix now. And once you put the cumin seeds, the aroma is fantastic. It really smells so rich over here. Get the garlic powder. Keep stirring it because there are chances of the onions burning. So you continuously stir until you add the stock. Then you don't need to stir. Now you add some paprika, and you can be very lavish with your paprika because it really gives a nice flavor to it. The color, the smell, it's amazing. It's really delicious, and it's so simple to make it. You add the olives, apricots with the water, lemons, almonds, and of course now the chicken stock. Now this has to cook for at least 30 minutes on medium heat. Do not make it very fast because if you have very high heat, the chicken will toughen up. We want a nice succulent chicken, so allow it to cook for 30 minutes on medium heat. And once it's done, then we will add honey, we will add the lemon oil, saffron to finish it off. As you can see, the chicken is bubbling away. It's been about 15 minutes, and I can't tell you the aromas in my kitchen. It's beautiful. It's sweet, scented aromas of lemon and cinnamon. This chicken has to be cooked uncovered because we need a thick gravy. You see, it's still very watery. It has to thicken, so it has to cook uncovered. We've got another 15-20 minutes to go. Our chicken has been cooking for about 25 minutes. Now we are going to add in the saffron water. This is going to make it even more flavorful, and the color also will be brighter. Some honey for the sweetness. A dash of lemon oil. If you don't have lemon oil, you can always add a little bit of lemon juice, but please taste before you do that because you already have some dried lemons in there. So just taste, otherwise it will become too sour. It has to have a balance of taste, of sweetness, of tiny bit of spiciness, and the sourness from the lemons. This is almost done in just another 5 minutes. So I've just tasted the chicken. Everything is beautifully balanced. I just find that I would like a little more spice. So I'm adding just half a teaspoon of crushed red chilies and cook it for another just 2 minutes before I serve it. Please continue tasting according to your own taste because we all come from different parts of the world, and some like it more spicier than the other and others don't like it spicy at all. So adjust the taste accordingly. Okay, we are done, and I'm going to take it off the hob now. So as you can see, our couscous is ready. I'm just going to fluff it up a little bit for serving. This is basic couscous. Now, if you're not making it with Moroccan chicken, you can also make it with adding all kinds of veggies in this. It's a delicious meal. Be serving this dish in this beautiful tagine. As you can see, this is a tagine, and it's very pretty. I bought it from one of the shops over here, a Moroccan shop. It's beautiful. We are going to first put our couscous at the base of this tagine. Okay, just spread it out a little bit, and then we will add the chicken on it. So first place all the chicken pieces, and then pour the sauce over. It's such a rich and delicious dish. It's really, I love it. Just to make it even look prettier, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of sliced almonds and the coriander. Like I told you, if you have parsley, that's even better. And here we have our couscous with cranberries and raisins, and topped it off with Moroccan chicken, and it's delicious because it's got all the amazing flavors of lemon and honey and cinnamon. It's rich, it's complex, and it's absolutely delicious. Please do try it. Let me know how it turned out for you. Subscribe on my channel, and always join me on Sam's Everyday Cooking. Until next time, see you. And we're going to cover this before we serve, so it looks really pretty.